What is up, YouTube fam? For those of you who have not yet met me, my name is Javon, and if this is your first time checking out this channel, then welcome to the family. Today, we are going to be talking about the Thrift Savings Plan, otherwise known as the t.s.p. For those of you who don't know what that is, think of it like the federal government employees version of the 401k. We're going to be diving into not only what it is, but also how it can help you build wealth for retirement, and also how it can save you thousands of dollars on your taxes every single year. If any of that sounds interesting to you, then make sure you stick along with the video. But before we dive into all of that, you guys, I'm gonna need you to give this video a huge thumbs up, smash that like button down below until it turns blue. It costs you nothing and it helps me grow this channel so other people like you can see it and apply this advice to their life. And also do me one more favor and hit the subscribe button down below while you're down there as well, so that way you never miss a video when I post it. With all that being said, let's go ahead and hop right in. Okay, so the first question that we have to tackle is, what exactly is a t.s.p? Now, if you want to think about the t.s.p in basic layman's terms, the best way to think about it is a government-sponsored retirement vehicle that you can stash your money inside of, meant to help you for when you retire. Now, one way you can think about the t.s.p is as a safe that you stash your money inside of for the goal of retirement, and you're going to pull that money out when you reach retirement age. Now, this isn't just any safe. This safe grows over time, all right? So the more money you put in, the more money you're going to have by the time you are ready to pull out that money. In fact, if we look at retirement plans, the first thing that you see happens when you Google that, and the first thing you see pops up is the average return for retirement plans. It's going to be anywhere from the range of 5 to 8%. So if we were being conservative with our numbers and say that our average rate of return is going to be 5%, this means that for every dollar you put into the safe, that's going to be $5 that you get out of that safe. And that $5 that you get out is going to grow and multiply over time until you are looking at a hefty sum that is going to help you indefinitely when you are ready to stop working, go to the beach, enjoy your grandkids, and sip on those pina coladas. So we know that a t.s.p is going to be used to help us grow wealth for retirement. But the question that should be on your mind exactly is, how much money can we grow before we reach that golden age? And no worries, because I am here to help you with that question. Now, in order to assume how much money we can grow for our retirement age, let's assume a couple of things up front. The first thing that we're going to assume is that you are making $60,000 a year. Why are we assuming this? We are assuming this because this is the median average in-household household. I'm not even sure if I said that right. Income household that a household would make in the USA. So for the median number, $60,000 a year is the median number that the average US income household would make. That means that this number is not far off from where the average American is. All right, so now that we assume how much we're going to make, let's also assume how much we're going to save. So if we are making $60,000 a year, let's try to save 5% of that income, which is going to be $3,000 a year. Now, let's say that we started making this money at the age of 25. If we started making this money at the age of 25 and save 5% of our $60,000 income, which is $3,000 a year, then that means the average return that we can also assume is going to be around 5% if we want to be conservative. And if we allow our money to grow for the next 30 years, then in 30 years, we will have close to $200,000 in our retirement fund. Now, the cool thing is, when we look at this chart, is that we see that even though we invested only $90,000, it has grown close to $200,000. But wait, there is more. If you start saving at the age of 25 for 30 years, then you will probably be 55 by the end of that time. But 55 is not the age that a lot of people retire. In fact, a lot of people retire around the age of 62 to 65. So let's go conservative again and say that at the age of 55, you decide to wait 10 more years, invest 10 more years, and wait until retirement until you hit 65. What does that look like for you? Well, If we go back to what we were saying, if you start saving at the age of 25 and assume an average rate of return of 5% annually, and you wait until you're 65 to retire and you invest until you're 65, then that means in that time span, you will have over $360,000 into your retirement account. Now, that is a lot of money, but it is not the only thing that you have to consider, because if you are a FERS employee, a government employee, and you're getting a TSP, then that's not the only money that you're putting away, because the more money you put away, the more money the government is going to give you for free. Now, if you're thinking, how is the government going to give me money for free? Don't worry, it is legal. It is totally above board. It is called a company match. And basically what a match is, in my head, is free money. But let's look at it like this. When I was a kid, I used to love playing video games. And one of the video games that was like near and dear to my heart was Pokemon. Now, the only problem with being a kid and loving video games is that you have no real money to go out and purchase these games besides what you get from hustling, cleaning up the yard, taking out the trash, and all that other jazz, right? So I had to save up money constantly to buy new video games. And my grandma, being the loving person that she is, because she loved it when I invested and talked about money and things like that and got things that I thought was rewarding to myself, she made me a deal. She came up to me and she said, Javon, if you save up 75% of what it costs to buy a video game, then I will supply you the other 25% needed to go out and purchase it. So let's say a video game costed $40, right? If I had saved up $30, then she would have gave me the extra $10 needed to go buy that $40 game. And that is basically what the government is doing with that match. They're saying if you save up a certain percentage of your income, then we're going to throw out some free money on top of that to make your income for retirement an even greater amount. And that is why a company match or the government match for your TSP is basically free money. Now, the amount that the government is willing to match you is going to differ in scenarios, but let me go ahead and break it down for you guys right here. The amount the government is willing to match for your retirement if you fall under this plan is up to 5% of your total contribution. The first 3% of your salary is matched in full, and the following 2% is matched in half. For our example, 3% of our salary is $1,800 and 2% of our salary is $1,200. Knowing that the first 3% we contribute is matched in full tells us that if we save 3%, which is $1,800 like we said, then the government will match us in full of that, meaning we get an additional $1,800 on top of what we already saved. Now, after 3%, the government is willing to match 50% or half of our next 2% contribution. 2% of our salary is $1,200. So if the government gives us half of that, we will get an additional $600. In full, this means that if we invest $3,000 of our salary, the government will give us $2,400 to go alongside with it. And that takes our investment up to $5,400 a year. When we plug in that number into our calculator, we see that that amount leaves us with over $650,000 ready for us at the end of our retirement. And that is how people generate wealth with their TSP savings. What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are liking what you see so far, don't forget to give that don't forget to give that button, that like button down below, a huge smash until it turns blue. So that way it can help the channel grow and help me reach out to more people. It costs you nothing, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below as well if you like this type of content and you want to keep up with my videos. With all that being said, let's go ahead and dive back into the rest of the video to find out how this can save you money on your taxes. Don't tell nobody. Okay, so now that you know exactly what a TSP is and how people use it to generate wealth for their retirement days, the last thing we are going to take a look at is how exactly contributing to your TSP can save you money, and in some cases, literal thousands of dollars on your taxes. Now, I am a huge visual learner, so I hope you guys are as well. as we dive into this last example that I have for you. So on the left side of the screen is a person named Bob, and on the right side of the screen is Jamal. Now, if you watch videos with me, you should be used to these two characters because they are perfect for the examples that I'm about to paint to you. Both Bob and Jamal live in the same state and make $60,000 a year. Both Bob and Jamal also take the standard deduction at the end of the year for your taxes. For those of you who don't know what a standard deduction is, just think of it as the portion of your money that you don't have to pay taxes on. So let's say that I am making $50,000 a year, but I take a deduction of $10,000. Instead of paying taxes on that $50,000, now I only have to pay taxes on $40,000. $50,000 minus $10,000 equals $40,000. That's the amount of money that I have to pay taxes on. Same for this example going forward. Neither Bob nor Jamal have any debt, and they are both 25, single, with no kids. So, for all intents and purposes, both Bob and Jamal's financial lives can be compared as apples to apples for our example. Because Bob sees saving as having a smaller paycheck, he decides not to invest his money into the TSP for retirement. This means that Bob pays $6,418.50 in federal taxes, $2,844.80 in state taxes, which combined equals $9,263.30 in taxes altogether, with $0 of his own money invested. Jamal, being the savvy investor that he is, has chosen to go a different route than Bob. Jamal has chosen to invest 5% of his salary every year, which leaves him with $3,000 invested his first year. Earlier, we mentioned that the government matches investment made. So, Jamal investing $3,000 means that the government is going to give him an additional $2,400, bringing his total savings for year one up to $5,400. But that's not all. At the end of the year, Jamal pays $5,758.50 in federal taxes, $2,634.80 in state taxes, which brings his total tax amount equal to $8,393.30. Now, some of you guys may be confused at this point because even though Jamal and Bob live in the same state, make the same amount yearly, somehow Bob pays more in taxes than Jamal does. How is that even possible? Well, if we look at the taxable income amount for both Bob and Jamal, we see that the two numbers are different. Bob's taxable income is $48,000, but Jamal's taxable income is $45,000. To get the taxable income of these two men, we have to do some quick math. Bob's taxable income equals the amount he makes, minus the standard deduction, which is $12,000 in this case. So Bob's total income minus the standard deduction equals $48,000. To get Jamal's taxable income, we subtract the amount of money that he invested into his TSP and also the standard deduction from his gross income. Jamal, since he has decided to invest his money, has less of a taxable income than Bob. Looking at these two scenarios, who would you rather be, Bob or Jamal? There is no right answer or wrong answer since everyone has different goals. But it is clear from this example that investing even saves you money on your taxes. And that is all we have for today, folks. I am so glad that you tuned in with us. Hopefully you liked the content that I put out and it gave you a little bit more clarity on the TSP and what exactly is it. I know when I Googled and researched this topic, I found some videos and some breakdowns, but a lot of them were confusing. And I was hoping to make this a little bit more simple for the people. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to check out my channel for other things as well. Maybe you don't have a TSP, but you have a 401k or you want to learn about the traditional IRA or even the IRA Roth. I am talking about all things retirement planning, but also investing and also finances and money management. So if you like that, sub to the channel and we will be going over everything. Hop down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what type of videos you would like to see in the future. And yeah, let's just have a dialogue with each other. Now that is all I have for you today. I have enjoyed making this video and I will leave you at that. Peace, love, and happiness.